Hey y'all, welcome back to the Living in Nashville channel. I am Susan Thetford, your Nashville realtor with 35 years of experience and a native realtor. Here on this channel, what I do is share with people information they need to know if they're considering moving to Nashville. Not just to find the right house, but to find the right home, the right community, everything that's just right for you and your lifestyle. Today I'm taking you to one of the very hottest suburbs in the Nashville area that I would be willing to bet you may not have heard about. It's just 20 minutes from downtown Nashville. Now, probably a little bit longer in rush hour, and please keep your patience with you in the car at all times. Sometimes we do have some accidents, especially when you get around to the airport, but it's super easy, super convenient, and I'll share so many of the reasons that people are loving this community. But have you heard? Nashville continually is in the accolades throughout the country as being one of the hottest cities around. And it was just named again, 2025, as the top 50 city to move to if you're considering both heavy cities like Nashville or some of the suburbs or even small towns, Hohenwald, some Fayetteville, some of the small towns you maybe never heard of right here in Middle Tennessee. It's considered top 50 in the country. Now, when it gets to the top cities, and this includes San Diego, so many of the places that everybody thinks of, Nashville is ranked number 5, according to YouGo. So, yeah, we native Nashvillians can't believe it. We native Nashvillians are thinking it's overwhelmed. We think we have way too many people here, but y'all keep coming, and we keep welcoming you. Whether you're moving to Nashville for work, or for retirement, or for great family-friendly, dare I say more Christian area than some that you might be coming from. Whether you're looking for lake life, retirement life, great family fun, Mount Juliet could just be the sweet spot that you're looking for that you don't know about yet. Stick around. With me, you're going to learn all the areas. Oh, and spoiler alert, today we are going to see the only gated community in Mount Juliet. Why is that? So many people are looking to retire here and they want a place they can lock up and get on the airport and go, or have easy, quick commute to Nashville. But they do want a gated community. There aren't many. Today I'm going to share that with you. We're going to meet my partner up here, and this is not one you want to miss. See you on the other side. Mount Juliet is located in Wilson County, sandwiched perfectly between Old Hickory Lake to the north and Percy Priest Lake to the south. That's why we call it Land Between the Lakes. If you're a boat person or just a watch the sunset with a Twizzler and a hot toddy, this is your playground. Mount Juliet covers about 25 square miles, and it's got that small town wrapped in a fast-growing suburb type vibe. With Nashville International Airport, B&A, just 15 minutes away, you can head to New York City or LA without missing your child's baseball game and have time to tuck them in for bed. When you're talking about the proximity to downtown Nashville, you're looking at 17 to 22 miles, depending on which part of Mount Juliet you happen to live in, and of course, where you're going. The population is around 43,000 people as of 2025, and let me tell you, it is growing faster than my grandchildren can eat Chick-fil-A chicken nuggets. So why is it that people are moving here? Well, let me tell you, there are several reasons. First, affordability. It is far less expensive than Williamson County that you may have heard of, Brentwood, Franklin, even Spring Hill and Thompson Station in some circumstances. Also, it's considered very highly rated schools. Please always check out greatschools.org. But if you're looking for good public schools, Wilson County and Mount Juliet in particular, they've got some great schools. Mount Juliet's simply family friendly. People know it as a family friendly area. It's very easy to find all the things that your kids might be interested in to do, the after-school sports. But you also have private schools here. You've got good schools, you've got good public schools, you've got family-friendly neighborhoods, lots and lots of things to do in Mount Juliet, of course, without even having to go down to downtown Nashville. You've got the perks of downtown Nashville without the chaos. This area has been one of the top zip codes for incoming families relocating to Middle Tennessee. You're going to see plates from California, Illinois, New York. I've seen 2 from Hawaii, several from Michigan in my drive alone today. Hey, Chris.
Hey, Susan.
Hi.
How are you?
Thanks for meeting me on this hot, hot day.
Absolutely. It is hot today. Welcome to Nashville.
We're going to stay in the shade and we're also going to keep our sunglasses on. That's
Great.
just the way it has to be.
Sounds good.
Well, super. I'm so excited to see this little gated community. I really didn't realize that we had one here in Mount Juliet.
Yeah, it's the only one in Mount Juliet. There's one more, but it's totally different. It's in the county. Very high-end homes, $2 million and up. So we are at the Village in Providence. So this is one of the 10 neighborhoods in Providence. The shopping area, if you right over the fountain is the entrance, and then you could walk to the shopping over there.
Tell me, what is Providence? Is it an area? Is it a city? What is it?
It's an area, it's a shopping area and a cluster of neighborhoods, we'll call it. So
Okay.
not a city, it's Mount Juliet. Its own Mount Juliet zip code. There's nothing different about it other than it's called the Shops at Providence, and there are 10 neighborhoods that make up all the neighborhoods. So that includes apartments, townhomes, the Village, which is the gated community, and then you go up from there. So you can kind of move within Providence from your starter home all the way up to million plus and be 30 seconds to shopping, grocery, restaurants, everything's
And
right
I imagine
there.
that's what a lot of people are doing. They move up as they need a bigger house, they move down, but they want to stay in the very same community.
Exactly.
Because there is zero reason to leave this community, meaning the Providence, Mount Juliet area.
Yep.
Unless you want to go downtown for a specific reason, right?
Yeah, exactly. And you're half a mile to the interstate maybe, and then 20 minutes to the airport, 25, 30 minutes to downtown, parked. And it's funny because you're either a north side person or you're a south side person. South side, you're Providence, and people just want to be near all the conveniences and be able to walk. The north side people will say, oh, I don't want to be in the traffic and stay away. But very different feels, but all Mount Juliet.
Something for everybody.
Yeah.
So Chris, you've been here for 21 years.
Yep.
You are a newcomer to Nashville, but I think you're a native now.
Yeah,
after this much
I
time.
had somebody tell me yesterday, you're a local.
You're
So-
local. But what brought you here? Because Mount Juliet was not a big place at the time.
No, it was quite small. We researched, we looked at Hendersonville, Franklin, Brentwood area, and here, and we just liked the small feel of it. There were maybe 10 or 12,000 people here.
Yeah.
Now there's about 45.
Yeah, exactly.
And it still has that small town feel. Really, you see a lot of people
Yeah.
lots of mom and pop type shops and restaurants, that kind of stuff, and we just keep getting more. But we do get the chain stuff as well.
So did the lake, was that a draw for you? 'Cause
No.
we are laying between the lakes.
Not really. I do enjoy having the lake here, but the draw for me personally was I worked near the airport, so I wanted an easy commute. And the commute at the time, if you remember, they were doing 65 up going to Hendersonville, and
Right.
it was horrible. I drove up there one time, and I thought, nope, not going to do that.
Not going to do it.
Yeah, and then of course, Williamson County was starting to get crowded at the time, and it was a totally different price range down there from
Yeah,
here.
the affordability is one reason that so many people really like it here. Also, the schools.
Yeah, the schools. Now, if you take this house, let's say there's one for sale right here, $550. You drop it in Williamson County,
Yeah,
the exact
Franklin.
same house is $900, $950.
It is kind of
Yeah.
crazy.
So-
Honestly, I'm glad you brought that up. That's the reason we say, give us a call, text, let us know when you're thinking about this area so that we can have a 30-minute phone call. What is it you want in a community? What's your lifestyle like? Do you have children? The makeup, so we can help you determine maybe the 3 best suburbs, or maybe even in the city of Nashville,
Yep.
but based on you and your lifestyle. That's exactly what we do. And Chris is my expert here in the Wilson County, Mount Juliet area. So you're finding people who come here are loving which
Just-
aspect? All of it. There's so many different aspects.
Less traffic, easier commute, close to, so we are in between the lakes, like you said, land between the lakes, or city between the lakes, I should say.
Yeah.
Land between the lakes is down
That's
south. In the
exactly.
Ozarks, yeah.
Or Butler. That's
yeah,
Land O'Lakes.
So we've got Percy Priest south, Old Hickory Lake north, Cumberland River. And then we've got Long Hunter State Park on the south. You're 20 minutes, 25 minutes to the state park or the federal park out in Lebanon. So, you've got lots of outdoor, and as soon as you get past Lebanon, you're in the country.
Very
like
much
you
so.
are not, people think Nashville is so huge. It's really, our downtown is
It is
not that big. It's
spreading,
spreading, but you're here and it can be crowded, but 15 minutes down the road, in the middle of nowhere.
Right.
So,
And you can be in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
As you say, the Cedars of Lebanon and so many of the state parks that are here. But you also have pocket parks, pretty little
Yeah.
pocket parks for playgrounds for the children.
Exactly.
Now, you raise your kids here, and they were highly involved in all the sports activities.
Yep.
So it's not as though you have to go outside of this community.
No.
Meaning not this one right here, but meaning this Providence.
Mount Juliet in general.
Now,
Yeah.
you also have a lot of retirees who are looking to come here.
Yeah, we've got, this community is the 10 neighborhoods, and one of those neighborhoods is Del Webb, which is, 500 yards that way. So it's
Yeah.
55 and over community.
Right.
And you've got all the other ones in between. So you truly can move here, start in a townhome, and live here, for the next 30, 40
Forever
years.
and ever.
Yeah.
And hospitals, close
Yeah,
by.
close
Good
by,
medical
yes.
facilities, close by.
Yep.
The one thing I don't see is people driving around in golf carts.
No, you don't see that. You will see a few in each neighborhood, but we don't have that neighborhood, let's say maybe like West Haven or
Yeah.
something like that, where everybody's in a golf cart.
Where the grocery
yeah,
store is there and the Kroger is, everything is right there inside that community, inside
yeah,
those gates.
Exactly.
There's something for everybody throughout Middle Tennessee, and every place is not right for everybody.
That's right.
There you go. All right, so everybody wants to know, dollars. How much
Yep.
does it cost? First, let's talk style, though. What kind of homes are you finding here in Mount Juliet?
Okay, so this particular neighborhood, we'll talk about the village since we're standing here. This is kind of a Charleston feel.
Mm-hmm.
They range anywhere from $550 to $950, but that goes from 2,000 square feet to 4,500 square feet.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there's not a lot of homes here, but within Providence, you'll see townhomes that are $300,000, no garages, to single car garages that are $400,000, and then the single families basically are, let's say, $450,000 to over $1 million, depending on which neighborhood you pick.
Right.
And then the average price here in Mount Juliet is right around $540,000 right now. Plenty of inventory available, but some of those, the ones that have been on longer, everybody wants a deal, of course, but the ones that have been on longer are either overpriced or they're just not good homes.
Right.
They need a lot of work, and
Right.
people think they can get a deal. But the ones that are priced well, have great curb appeal, and are staged or set up nice and nice and clean, they're selling very quickly.
Pictures
still.
are everything,
Oh,
because
yeah,
everybody
yeah.
first buys with their eyes and decides which few homes they want to see. So you've got the smaller ones, but you've also, here in this area, you can buy new construction.
You can.
Where it's very difficult in other areas. And that's one of the things kind of keeping the prices maybe a little bit more moderate, because there is competition.
There is competition, but like you said, with new construction, right? So it's essentially right in the middle of Providence. It's not a Providence neighborhood, so which means you pay your own HOA there. They have their own HOA, they have their own pool, but the location is ideal, and it's brand new construction. There's one called Waterford Park. That's the most recent one, and they've still got maybe 60 or 70 homes left to build in there, and that will range from, say, mid-6s to 800.
Okay.
But up to 3,600 square feet.
And still just a couple minute drive to get to Providence, to get to that shopping, to get to everything.
Yes,
But it's
yeah.
just not inside of it paying and they've got their own swimming pool, right?
Yes, yeah, and so the one thing we didn't talk about yet was the Providence HOA. So all the greenways in this neighborhood, the yard work is taken care of for you. So your HOA is a little bit higher, but you're paying for lawn maintenance, tons of sidewalks in here, the greenway right outside the gate. The pool is about 100 yards behind you there, and it's beautiful. It's a nice resort-style pool. I know we've got some aerial shots of that.
Yeah.
Kids, adults, everybody in between. So it's a.
I'm standing here and I realize that's the first airplane I've heard. And we are so close to the airport that it's a little bit surprising. 'Cause
Yeah.
I guess they get high enough that they're not here. I don't hear it.
Yeah, you don't hear a lot of them in this location. The runway patterns are situated a little more north-south, so you will hear them on occasion, but you don't hear a lot.
That's
it's nice
not
and quiet out here.
intrusive. There are areas all over town that I can tell you it's kind of constant. So if you're worried that you're maybe too close to the airport, I don't really think that's a concern.
Not
right
out here. Yeah, and this is really a little enclave back here because it is gated.
Right.
You don't have drive-through traffic, and
Right.
it's nice and quiet back here. So I think that's actually the first car that's driven by us right here. So
And I think they just want to know what the
yeah.
heck we're doing.
Yeah.
So you've got the smaller homes here. You've got some new construction. There is some rental apartments.
We do have apartments. We've got a really, if you're looking for a house to rent, right down South Mount Juliet Road, about 3 or 4 miles from here, there's a great rental home community called Live Casa.
Oh, okay.
We were all a little skeptical when they first came in, but the houses are beautiful. The HOA there is nice. They've got a beautiful resort style pool, and so you can rent,
nice.
come here, rent, and then go find your place.
Right. Love it, love it. So you've got lots of different styles of housing, prices of homes, newer construction, something older. You go into another section of Wilson County, another interstate access up, right?
Yeah.
And you can find the larger lots.
Yes. So once we're right on the edge of the city-county limit. City limits here, so just south of us, you're into the county. So then you're going to find 1, 2, 5 acre lots. Head out towards Lebanon, same thing. They just take those big tracts, divide them into typically 1 or 5 acre lots is the way they go. But then you can do that semi-custom, custom home. You're probably going to either be on a step system, which a lot of people are not familiar with here, or septic. Sometimes on sewer, but usually step, which is essentially a private sewer system. Most people, anybody from probably out west or up north has never heard of that before, but it's not a big deal. Not a big deal.
It's really not.
And even septic, there's so many people on septic. I'm on septic in our house.
I grew up on septic my entire life.
A lot of people get a little scared of that, but not a big deal.
And besides that, you're not paying for a big half of the bill.
Yeah, and it means you have more land.
That's true too. That's true too. So you can find, so the people who tell us, I need to find land, I don't want to be in an HOA, we can find it here.
Yeah.
You just got to know it's not a brand new house unless it was a custom house that somebody built, and it's going to be upper price points.
Yeah, exactly.
So something for everybody here in Wilson County, Mount Juliet. And I'm really thankful for you meeting me here. I know you're my expert here, and I can rely on Chris always to help me out in figuring out the best places for someone to go.
Thanks for coming to visit.
Thanks.
Okay.
Hey Chris, I think next week, for next week's video, we need to look at some new construction. We'll go over to those 2 new construction areas you were telling me about, see their model homes, and just see what that looks like.
Okay, we'll head on over to Waterford Park then.
Stay tuned next week.
See ya.